and welcome to my channel. My name is Penny Kwetle and I am a life coach. I share on this channel because as a personal development coach, my intention is to get you started on your journey to transform your life if you haven't yet, without even maybe going to a coach while you're still checking out the environment, or if it's something that you would want to channel yourself through. I often share on this channel, and there's a lot of information that I've already shared that's far, and scroll down and check it out. If you want a session, I do offer a free discovery session for about 30 minutes, where I go through whatever challenge you might be facing, or maybe you're not even facing a challenge, you just want to make your life better. You can book a session. My email address is penny.kwetle@gmail.com, and I will also leave it on the chat box in case you want to schedule a session. Today I want to talk about the game of life. As you can see, I'm wearing my Boko Bucket t-shirt. They are playing tomorrow. They made it to the final, and thank God, hey, that was a battle of the ancestors when they were playing with England. So I'm wearing it, and as you can see, I also choose that topic, playing the game of life. And I'm going to be using this book. It's a game of life by one of my favorite all-time teacher, Dr. Baruch Benay, who's no longer with us. He has translated into the non-physical realm, and yeah, we do miss him greatly. So I want to channel and quote from this book. It is an amazing book that when you read it, it can really transform your life, and you start really engaging in the game of life. Because what he's talking about the 5 types of players in the game of life, and he's using the game called soccer, football, to make his illustration in terms of how we play the game. And these roles can be mainly, most of us, it is applicable to most of us. So that's what I will be talking about, life. So mainly Dr. Baruch says that there are 5 roles of people who play the game of life. And yes, in a game of life, we are in this world, and we have been sent by the Creator, divinity, to come here and explore our talents, share with one another. And whilst we're doing that, there are different laws that are applicable to this realm, to this universe. But mainly there's a law of affinity of form, which most people call the law of attraction. And there's a law of cause and effect. There's a law of action. I think there are 12 laws when we talk about what is applicable in this realm, and that are guiding us, and most of us are not even aware of them. We live life on the effect side. We just see things happening, and we have no idea what is happening even in our domain, in our realm. And how do we say we know how to play the game? Or unless if you don't believe that life is a game, then I don't know. So let's hope by the end of this video, I would have convinced you life is a game, and how you play it determine how successful or how happy or how content are you going to be in this lifetime, exactly in this lifetime. So Dr. Baruch says there are 5 areas, there are 5 roles that we occupy when we play the game of life. And the first role that I want to talk about is the commentator. You know the commentator, you've seen him, or you've heard him on your television or on the radio. If there's some people who listen to these games on the radio, the commentator just talks. He's not involved, he's not in the field, He's outside the field, but he just talks. Maybe he talks about his views. And he's not even in a present moment. He is just talking when things happen. So he's not playing the game in a present moment. Have you met people like that? The after effect people. And they by the way, this person is critical when he's making his comments about the game. He's sitting there, he's not in a present moment. He's always talking about something that has happened after the effect. Maybe a player missed a goal, a penalty, then he will talk about, or he will talk about it in anticipation of what is going to come from this player who's playing based on the information of the past. You can see he's never in the present. He might be in the past and in the future, never in the present moment. That's the number one player. He's a player. And even if you say you are not playing the game of life, you are playing by default. If you're not engaging, and when now you've decided that you are going to be indecisive in life, you're going to just be there and not take charge of your life, not be proactive in your life, and just sit there nicely, you are playing the game of life by default. So that was a side comment. Yes, now we finished about the commentator. And what is the second person who's playing? The second person is more like the commentator is the spectator. You know the spectators. No, if you go to TikTok, you'll see a lot of spectators while this game of rugby has been going on. People are talking to their TV. Some people have covered their TV. They don't want to see what's going on until the end. So the spectators are also sitting on the fence. They're sitting on the periphery of the game. Some people maybe even are there physically at the stadium where the game is played, but they're sitting on the benches. They're spectators. They are also more like the commentators. They are also affected by the outcome of the game. They are not present in a moment, and they're hoping that in the next game something better will manifest. Like if you saw the last game that England was playing with Maboko, emotions were high, and it was almost like it's not over until the third lady has sang. And as it happened, we won by chance, or let me say by effort, or maybe our ancestors Nelson Mandela helped us there in that game. So that is your spectator. They are not involved in the game. They are always affected. They are with it. Some of them even they will throw things at their television set, breaking stuff because of the emotions. They can't take care of their emotions. Where in your life are you a spectator in your game called life? Where are you a spectator? Where are you a commentator? You assess yourself. Then we've got the players. These are the people now. These are the people that are playing the game. They are in the field. They are interacting with everything that is happening in the field. They are involved. They are engaged. They are present, and they are playing the game of life on the field. They are the doers. They are the action people. And one of the laws of the universe that I also want to mention at this present moment is the law of action. This is the most law that is maybe ignored. And by the way, I think this is the law that the master, the greatest master we ever walked, our realm, Jesus, came to reveal to us to take action in our lives, to be involved in our lives. So those are the prayers. Where in your life are you being a player, and how are you playing the game of life? Are you playing it in accordance with the rules? You know, we've also got rules that when we come into this world, we find them there. There is a human consciousness that is operating in this life. There are rules. The rules are saying, the current rules of our world are saying that we need to conform to the laws of the government. If you are in South Africa like myself, that means the Constitution of South Africa, all the applicable laws that are applicable in South Africa, the statutes, all of them, you know, there are lots of laws, and each industry is guided also by the specific rules and laws that are applicable to that industry. And also you have to go to school. That is also what is set out in the laws of South Africa, that kids must go to school when they turn 7 years old. They must go to school. They must start getting an education. You must pay government taxes. If you are working, the SARS will deduct a certain portion of your salary to pay. And also, if you are traveling on our roads, you are all well aware of those rules that are applicable on our roads. There are signage, that says this is a one-way, this is a two-way, this is a no entry, this is a cul-de-sac, this is a stop sign. Therefore, you need to stop and yield and check both sides and see if there's any ongoing car. Or there are also traffic lights also that are applicable, and they've allocated certain colors to alert us. So that's what is applicable in our world when it comes to the rules that we need to comply with to be able to play this game and to be happy in our engagement in the game of life in this country, in South Africa. And then there was the player. He's involved, he's in a field, and then he is playing the game of life. He's involved, he's in the present moment. He sees where he can maneuver. Are you active? Are you taking action in your life? Are you maneuvering yourself so that you can see where is the optimal opportunity? Life is all about opportunities. When you see an opportunity, do you want the opportunity that you see that must come in your self-construed ways that you think it must come? Or do you see everything and anything that happens in your life as an opening, as a window of opportunity that you can take an advantage of the situation? There's a lot that I can say about opportunities. I don't want to get out of the topic that I'm talking about. And then the fourth one, most important one, the one that gets me excited as a coach, is the role of a coach. Coach. I know, he's the guy. He's the man. Yeah, if I have to say so myself. A coach is a leader of the players, and he is present, because if he's not present, he may lose the game. He sees how the players are playing, where he needs to make a substitute. He can even project, he's a visionary. He sees how the game is going, and he can always project what's gonna happen in the end. And I mean, for example, if you were engaged in the game that South Africa was playing with England, you could see that, the coach had to make substitutes. I don't know whether those substitutes were planned or what. There can never be a planning when you're a coach. You need to be on top of your feet, on top of your game. They say you need to be on top of your game. You need to channel, you need to direct the team. It is the very, very highly important role that you can play in your life. Are you being the coach in your life? Right now, I'm sitting here, I'm making these videos. I'm giving you tips how you can change your life, how you can transform your life. Are you applying what I'm saying? Or are you looking through the videos that I've posted here? You are not here by accident. It's not a mistake that you happen to be tuned into this channel right now. This is tips that are going to help you transform your life. On social media, if you follow me on social media, I always share about tips how to change your life. For example, I was sharing about journaling, and I'm planning to do a free workshop where we're gonna journal together. We're gonna go through the process of journaling. If you're stuck and you don't know how to journal, if you have been journaling like myself, I've been journaling since I was at primary school. If you have been journaling for so long, then you can also join, because at some point I started asking myself in my adult life to check, is this journaling beneficial in my life? And I know it's beneficial, but I mean, what are the new techniques that I can use to journal? And that's the research that I was making. Hence, I'm gonna make that workshop, and I'm also talking about journaling. There is the most important as well, a role in the game of life, is the role of the referee. It is the most difficult role. It's unquestionably someone who needs to be knowledgeable about the game itself and about the rules. Perhaps maybe it's someone who also helped design these rules. When I think about this role of the referee, is someone who knows the game, let's say it's a game of football, or in South Africa we call it soccer, or it's a game of rugby, or it's a game of cricket, not any coach, or not coach, but referee, not any referee can be in a match of soccer if he doesn't know the rules of that game, because he needs to be acquainted with the rules and the game of football for him to be able to referee the game more appropriately. And I mean, maybe in life we are limited to that. A coach who is knowledgeable in football cannot coach in rugby. A coach who's knowledgeable in rugby cannot coach in cricket, for example, or tennis for that matter. So a referee is someone who is knowledgeable in that domain or that sport, that you are busy engaging in. For example, I'm a personal development coach. That's where my knowledge is, and I know where I find my information. And I can also be a healer, I can also be a speaker. So I can say that in those areas I'm comfortable to talk about. So that is the role of a referee, how important it is. So in our world, I think maybe a referee, what's coming to mind, if you want to be a referee of the realm, the global realm of Earth, maybe you have to be someone like a guru. You've heard about people that are gurus, or a teacher who is knowledgeable in all aspects. But I don't think maybe there's someone like that on Earth. Maybe there is. Like now when I'm talking about the role of a referee, I'm also thinking about people like gurus, for example, or there's a scale, consciousness scale that I've once came across through my coach, my trainer, who he exposed us to that scale, where there are different scales of consciousness, and the people who are vibrating at a higher consciousness, how I'm just talking about this from the top of my head because I wasn't thinking that I'm gonna talk about it. So if you start vibrating from start being conscious, let me say, and you become a sharing being when you vibrate at the level of courage, and it has its own rating there, or hertz. And then when you start being at that level of courage, you start being a conscious being, because below there are people who are triggered by their emotions, of different emotions. Like others are triggered by the emotions of pride, of worry, of anger, and those vibrations, the emotions are low. So I'm gonna also talk about the law of vibration, which is also interlinked with the law of attraction. Sorry, I'm going all over the place because it's just things just being downloaded coming to me as I'm talking. So the law of vibration is working more in line with these frequencies of energies, or the levels of vibration that I was talking about, the level of consciousness. So like I was saying, if you're vibrating at the level of courage, you're now starting to open yourself to be a sharer or a giver in this realm, to be co-creator in this realm, and you're co-creating with like-minded people who are conscious like you, and also with the creator, because the creator is looking for people who are conscious, who are going to help this planet, because really this planet is in trouble. And that is why some of us come here to share, because we want to raise the level of consciousness. And after that level of courage, there are other levels, but the highest level is the level of peace, where if one is vibrating at the level of peace, is counterbalancing many souls in this world. Even when you are at courage, there's a number of people that you are counterbalancing, that are maybe negative, that have not awakened to consciousness, consciously rather, let me say consciously rather. So